we're going to look at albums from 1990 to 1995.
Where are they? That's not a photo album.
Music albums.
Compact discs.
I picked four.
Discs?
I picked four that I thought were some of the better ones for my music taste and for what I think fits his music taste, kind of.
You better get the censorship button.
The early 90s was a bit rough some years where I was just like kind of struggling, so I just kind of put some stuff there. Like 1990 was, for me, not the biggest musical year in things that I like to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was just worried about whether my diaper sat right.
But there was things that I liked. So we'll start with 1990. I'll list the four albums. I'll list their singles and a little fun fact from the year that kind of fits.
And then we pick one?
And then we pick one.
Okay.
So for 1990, believe it or not, in 1990, cassette sales peaked.
I can believe that.
Every year after that, they just declined, which is pretty wild.
Well, I mean, they were still using 8-tracks in the early 80s, weren't they?
Probably.
I mean, my grandmother's 98 Cavalier had a cassette player in it. Did not have a CD player.
Yeah, well, now nothing has CD players in it.
My car has a CD player.
Mine doesn't.
As a matter of fact,
yeah, mine doesn't, and neither does Alicia's.
I can even rip audio from the CD and store it in my car.
So, for 1990, the four albums that I chose was Judas Priest, Painkiller.
That was 90?
1990. The title track for that, Painkiller. I mean, that song is a jam.
That's a good one. What else?
Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
Nah.
I mean, Cowboys from Hell, Cemetery Gates. Those were like the two biggest songs from that album. I mean,
it's all right, but
not
I don't think it was
Pantera's
their
best
album.
But I mean, those two songs slap.
They have a. If you're in Pennsylvania, there's a Pantera who's a tribute band to them. They're actually pretty good. So.
Depeche Mode, Violator.
Oh.
Because those I didn't even because like every time I hear Depeche Mode, I think of Orgasmo.
How did you know my nickname?
Where he's just, where he's like, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think Depeche Mode's a real sweet band. That's what I think of every time I hear of Depeche Mode.
Violator.
The two songs off there, I mean, are pretty massive that I didn't even know they wrote. Personal Jesus and Enjoy the Silence. The only reason I know Enjoy the Silence is because
I know
Evergreen Terrace covers it.
You've never heard the Amber Lynn cover of it?
No. I probably have.
They do a pretty good job with it. You didn't know that was Depeche Mode?
No. Then the last album.
Were you even born in 90?
The last album was Garth Brooks' No Fences.
No.
Friends in Low Places.
Yeah, I get that.
Thunder Rolls.
Yeah, Thunder Rolls and Friends in Low Places are both like amazing songs, but Garth Brooks, his ending basically like erased him from history. Like, you talk to anybody who is anybody in Nashville, and they are like, get that out of here.
So out of those four albums, which one would you pick that you have to take to your desert island, and that's part of your playlist of stuff to play?
That's hard.
It is a kind of hard one. I'm not gonna lie, because like album wise, these aren't the big albums for me.
It's not Pantera. You know, Friends in Low Places is like literally a staple in country music. I mean, every country cover
If you're
band
at
plays
if
it.
you're at the bar and that song comes on,
Everybody
just, well, I got friends.
I think it's Garth Brooks. Just because, you know, like Painkiller's huge, Depeche Mode, those are two really big songs, like, but I don't think anything eclipses the impact that those two Garth Brooks songs really have. Just
I can agree. I think for me, I think I would take Painkiller because one, that album rips, and their melodic like leads and stuff, and I mean, Rob Halford, come on now.
Painkiller was definitely like my close second.
That album just rips so hard. Like, it would suck not having those Garth Brooks songs because those are jams, but Painkiller's a good one. For 91, the year Freddie Mercury died.
It was.
So, the 4 albums there, Nirvana, Nevermind, Pearl Jam, 10, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and Metallica's self-titled, which I call the Black Album. Now, 91's cooking with a little gas here.
That's hard. Yeah, and I think Cobain died in 94.
You would be correct. Which album you taking?
Nevermind was the one with the baby on the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that one. Definitely Nirvana. I mean, you think about, like, that is what Nirvana is known for.
Yeah. I mean,
so you stop and you look at it, and you look at what was essentially born from them finding grunge.
Yeah.
And then consider, you know, the other things Cobain would go on to do before he passed, but also that Dave Grohl was the drummer, and what Dave Grohl would go on to do up until now.
Yeah.
The foundations, and that's it. That album is the foundation for all of that, and I think on that alone, it's just like...
I also just realized that I forgot to write the singles. For
nice try,
those.
Metallica.
But, I mean, Nirvana, Nevermind, I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like,
Heart-Shaped Box.
Well, that was on In Utero.
Was that on In Utero?
Yeah. Nevermind had Polly. Is that the name of the song?
I think so.
I have the album over there. I could probably just get up and look at it. Because I'm just drawing blanks at this point because we've been talking for an hour, and we've had a lot of camera troubles, so.
Hopefully it's still rolling.
Pearl Jam 10, I mean, that album's solid too. I don't think it's the best Pearl Jam album. It's probably pretty close.
Pearl Jam was good.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers album, I'm reserving that for a different album.
I already know.
Metallica self-titled, that album rips.
Master of Puppets.
That's a good one too.
That was their best.
I think I'd probably choose Nevermind. But it's close with that Metallica album because, I mean, Enter Sandman, Whiskey in the Jar, like, every song on that album's just, like, good.
I feel like that was really where Metallica breached their modern sound, though. And
yeah.
That was kind of, some people were just not real sold on it. But
So we'll move on to 92. Fun fact, Blink-182 formed in 92 under the name Blink. And Nevermind hit number 1 on the Billboard charts, establishing grunge as a legit thing. Like, that's when grunge really hit the mainstream and was popular. So the 4 albums for this are Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Beastie Boys' Check Your Head, Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. Alice in Chains, Dirt. Before we move on,
What an underwhelming year.
I have a honorable mention that didn't make the top 4, but is an honorable mention because it is a ripper of an album. Rage Against the Machine's self-titled.
Dude, that wins.
So, Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Nothing But a G Thing, Dre Day. Beastie Boys, Pass the Mic, So What You Want. It's not my go-to Beastie Boys album.
That's not the Beastie Boys album. I think there was the album actually called Sabotage? Or B-52?
That was
or?
Ill Communication. Wait.
Yeah.
Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. Walk. Ever heard of it?
Right.
Alice in Chains, Dirt. I mean, I think we know that this is probably the album that's going to get the win from both of us. Wood, Them Bones, Rooster, Down in a Hole.
Dirt. Without a doubt, Dirt. I mean, Dr. Dre had a couple great tracks on that.
But as an album, it's not.
It's not an album that I could do without, or couldn't do without.
Same with the Beastie Boys, same with Pantera. Like, Alice in Chains, that album is a ripper front to back, no questions asked.
I can't believe you put that Beastie Boys album on there. I really would have put Rage.
It was a struggle for that year, too.
I would have put Rage.
To pick. But, I mean, Rage, it did have more. I probably should have put that Rage album on there now that I look at it. Because, I mean, Killing in the Name, Bullet in the Head, like, Bomb Track, like, I probably should have.
I'm glad your awareness has improved with self-reflection.
Yeah. Dirt. Come on. 93, Michael Jackson played the halftime show, and Garth Brooks sang the national anthem for that same Super Bowl. Which I read that, I was like, hold up, what?
I would have loved to hear the shit talk going on in that stadium.
So the 4 albums that I chose for that year, again, like, kind of hard. I already know my pick, and if it's not your pick, I think I have a questionable future here with you. But Nirvana, In Utero, that had Heart-Shaped Box on it, All Apologies. Cypress Hill, Black Sunday, that had I Want to Get High, Insane in the Brain, Hits from the Bong. Like, that was their album. Also pretty much the soundtrack to How High, which is one of my favorite movies. Love that movie.
Well,
Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, Cherub Rock, Today, Disarm, Mayonnaise. That album is a ripper. And then Tool, Undertow, which had Sober, Prison Sex. Not my go-to Tool album.
No, it's not my favorite Tool album either. Cypress Hill is cool. That's a hard one to turn down because it was like, basically all they did. But I don't think that's it either. I think it's Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes! That is 100% the pick. I mean,
yeah.
That album is... Whoo-wee.
Cherub Rock alone is enough to, like, put that album, like, nudged up there. But, like, when you
Mayonnaise
flush it out...
is one of my favorite songs from that album.
Mayonnaise is one of my favorite condiments.
True. That is also mine. 94. Nirvana played their final show in Munich, and Kurt Cobain died. So this year had a lot of good albums drop. I'm going to say the honorable mentions first.
Mentions?
Honorable mentions come first before I reveal the 4. Korn's self-titled that had Blind, Chutes and Ladders, Clown on it. Like, that album to me is pretty big.
It's solid. I don't know that it's their best.
It's definitely not their best, but it definitely is a good album front to back. Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die, Gimme the Loot, Warning, Juicy, Big Papa, S-Word Thoughts, and Who Shot Ya. That album is a ripper.
Did you just say S-word?
You can't really say that word on YouTube. So, and then I have to say this for my wife because she loves this band only because of the movie Fear. Bush, 16 Stone, that had Everything Zen, Come Down, Glycerin, Machine Head. I mean, that album's pretty damn good.
This Bush is one of their better albums, maybe their best album. I'm going to have to get you your simp card.
So here's the other honorable mention. Alan Jackson, Who I Am, Summertime Blues, Living on Love, Gone Country. That's a good album.
Gone Country is one of the best country songs ever written.
This era of country, though, is just unmatched, man.
Yes, it is. I don't think that was Jackson's best album. But,
no, but
it's
a good one.
Yeah, I mean, mainly for Gone Country, but
so the 4 albums that I chose to be the top 4: Green Day's Dookie, Basket Case, Welcome to Paradise, When I Come Around, you know the album. Nas, Illmatic, Life's a Bitch, New York State of Mind, like that album in hip hop is just a ripper. And if you ask anybody, it's in their top. I mean, I was a late bloomer to that album, but I think for historical purposes, I think it just belongs here.
Not just that, but
Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies, Nutshell, I Stay Away, No Excuses.
Not that one.
And Weezer, self-titled, Undone, the Sweater Song, Buddy Holly, Say It Ain't So.
Get out of here.
I don't
put Weezer over Alan Jackson?
Yeah, because I thought you were a Weezer fan. So I literally was like, I'll just put that on here to appease him.
Caveat, surprise, I am not a big Weezer guy.
Neither am I.
I don't know. I can't get into them.
The further I got, like, during my research and stuff, I was just like, I can't just make it catered to my music taste. I have to try and consider. So I was like, I know a lot of people like Weezer, so, like, I put that in. For me, it's Dookie. I mean,
if you like Weezer, your name is Jonas.
That has to be like the obvious choice is Dookie.
Yeah,
that album is.
Whew. That was Green Day's like rocket.
Yeah,
out of the stratosphere, and yeah, I mean, Billy Joel Armstrong is.
That album is a ripper. And then to finalize this part, we'll do more maybe next episode. We'll continue from 96 to 2000.
We got to keep going.
We'll keep going because I thoroughly enjoy this.
I want to get to the 2000s.
Yeah. So 1995, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson get married. And Eazy-E died.
Whoop! There it is.
So, the 4 albums that I chose for this one, there's no honorable mentions in this one. Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory. And No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. So the singles for No Doubt, I mean, Just a Girl, Spiderwebs, Don't Speak, like, this is the No Doubt album.
It's No Doubt. It's No Doubt,
whoa,
it's No Doubt.
Whoa.
Gwen Stefani.
Hold up. I think you need your SIM card now.
Gwen Stefani is my wife, so if I don't say It's No Doubt. When I get home, I'm done.
Oof.
I'm kidding. She's not my wife, and I would never pick No Doubt.
So Oasis, I mean, that was the Oasis album. Wonderwall. Ever heard of the song?
Yeah, but that was the only song.
Champagne Supernova. And
It's all right.
Some Might Say. Those 3 songs are pretty solid. I don't really care about this Oasis album. There just wasn't really better picks. I'm going to be honest.
So what you're saying is 95 was a shit year for music.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. I mean, You Ought to Know, Hand in My Pocket, Ironic, Head Over Feet. Like, that album's pretty damn so. I mean, Melancholy is also a jam and a half.
I mean, to be fair, 95 was a shit year for a lot of things. Clinton was up for early election.
For me,
I think Smashing Pumpkins. The serious answer is probably Smashing Pumpkins. No, you said Alanis Morissette released her.
Jagged Little Pill, that's a
Yeah,
good album.
I think it's probably that one. I forgot you said that one.
I think Alanis Morissette ekes out this one just by a little bit, because that Smashing Pumpkin album is really good. But
no, I mean that the Smashing Pumpkins album is really good, but I think Alanis takes it on this one. Like, I mean,
yeah, because I mean,
I totally forgot you said that. I
do
that
want
was
some
96.
variety in my playlist here for
Don't get weird,
my desert island. So,
dude, you're never gonna get an island.
Maybe.
And if you do, I'm gonna call you Epstein.